Today we have the ad man for Frank Kern. This is Hernan Vasquez. He has been doing ads for quite a while. I'll let him tell you about that, but he's done ads for and consulted with many of the biggest names and the biggest agencies in the marketing world. So, Hernan, thanks for being here, man. I'll throw it to you and let you tell the people a little bit about you.
Sure, man. Hey, James. Hey, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for the introduction. I'm excited. Thank you for the invite. And yeah, like I've been blessed enough over the past several years during my career to work with some big names. I was Frank Kern's CMO main ad guy for 3.5 years. Then, I worked with Grant Cardone for almost a year and a half, helping build, some marketing funnels and his advertising agency as well. I consulted for Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson on that mastermind.com launch. Then we work with Patrick Bet-David, we work with Lionel Messi. So yeah, I've been blessed to kind of work with these guys and see how they think and be near them and next to them and learn from them and see what type of campaigns they're running, right? What type of funnels, what type of offers they're running to always be advertising and always be innovating and whatnot. And that taught me a lot as to how, big budget campaigns are run so that we can kind of translate that to clients right now at my digital marketing agency. So yeah, that's in a nutshell.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it. But okay, so you're talking about big budget campaigns. Can we shrink that down? Can the average coach, expert, marketing agent who's not running six figures in ad spend a month can they use at least some of these strategies that you
Yeah, 100%. I would say most of these strategies are usable, independently of the budget. You can start with something like $20 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day, or something like that, right? And then you can grow your way from there. In fact, most of the business owners and business we serve, they're small business owners, right? They might not have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month to, throw at ads or at social ads or Google ads, but like our goal is to take them there, right? And we do that scaling slowly but surely, right? Like helping them to where they're right now to where they want to be. And in order for them to do that, to scale their campaigns, there need to be some things involved, like the math of their funnel needs to work out with paid advertising, right? Not all of the offers how their funnels work with paid advertising, or all of the business models, I should say, work with paid advertising. So we need to take a look at the math. And but yeah, we can totally help them scale. In fact, most people that we serve do not have those type of budgets. We do serve some clients that do, but most of the people that we serve, they don't. So
okay. Then let's start with something that maybe the 20-day budget can do. We had talked a little bit before the call started about branding campaigns. Can we talk a little bit about that?
yeah, totally. And this is something that I learned from Frank Kern back in the day. And it's something that, again, we for every client that comes in, we work mostly with experts, right? People that sell high ticket coaching, consultants, experts, information publishers. And there's a lot of positioning that goes around it, right? I always say that selling something that is high ticket, that turning a cold or a stranger on the internet and sell them something that is quote unquote expensive over the phone. On social media ads, we're not talking about Google ads, search ads or intent ads. We're talking about social media ads. I always say that is one of the hardest things to do on the planet, because if you think about it, if your tooth hurts, you go to the dentist, right? That's like simple. If your car breaks down, you go to the mechanic. But if you need to fix your marriage, there's like a million options, right? You can hire a coach, but you can also like go watch YouTube videos. You can do couples counseling, whatever. If you want to fix your business, right? If you have a sales problem, there's like a million options. So I always say that there's a process that goes in when it comes to selling something that is high ticket, especially from cold ads. We're talking, not necessarily running ads to your warm audience, right? Or to your list. Those are people that already know, like, and trust you. But how do you turn somebody that they don't know anything about you into somebody that's going to give you 3, 4, 5,000, 15,000, 20,000, 100,000 over the phone, right? And one of the things that we do for every client that comes our way is these branding campaigns. And in a nutshell, if break it down, we call it the 5x5x5 method. Okay. So it's basically 5 videos, right? So this is a video campaign that you would run. The reason why we pick video is because It's a surefire way to generate authority, to get people to know you, to like you, to trust you, right? You show up on their feed, you show up on Instagram, you show up on their phones. And the more you show up, this is known that the more you show up, the more people tend to like you and trust you and whatnot. So we select video, right? So it's like, generally speaking, we grab 5 videos. The 5 videos they have a specific structure around them. So for example, we ask the client to get a really easy to remember domain, right? It can be anything. It can be workwithjames.com, for example, right?
Sure.
And then on that video, you're going to redirect that domain. You're going to send it to your main landing page, your VSL, or your book funnel, whatever it is that you want to get people, through. And you're going to say that domain a couple of times throughout the video. But the main point of the video is that you're going to try and help people on that video, right? You can use a typical like hook, story, offer type of approach, right? Which is the hook of the video, then you tell the story around the video, and then you give a tip or a strategy, right? And the offer is basically, hey, go to workwithjames.com to learn more about what we do, right? And you say that a couple of times on the video. So that's 5 videos, right? Then we do anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes long. That's kind of the sweet spot of these videos. Sure. We're not on YouTube, right? We're not on other networks where the consumption rate is a lot longer, right? This is not even TikTok, where the consumption rate or the attention span is even shorter, right? Mm-hmm. We're trying to get people to consume our videos. So it's 2 to 5 minutes long. Again, there's a reason for them. There would be quote unquote longer, right? Or long-ish for the platform. If you talk to, a Facebook ads expert or something like that, they'll tell you, oh no, you need to have videos that are 30 seconds at most. Well, these type of content videos, they need to be a little bit longer for a reason. And then we're going to run those videos to our ideal audience, to the people that want to capture, that want to, show our authority, whatever those are, at $5 a day, right? So okay. If you have $5 a day, you will do $1 a day per video. If you have 20, $25 a day, you'll do $5 a day per video, right? So it's 5 by 5 by 5. What happens?
Can I stop you for just a second there?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, I know over the past year or so, it's been a while since I've run a whole lot of Facebook ads, but they've really changed the targeting. So can we talk a little bit about that? I don't think we can target as well as we used to. Do we now need to call out people in the video who we want to get, or how do you handle targeting now?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm happy you mentioned that, because in a nutshell, yes, I keep on saying that, advertising platforms, they're taking out the capabilities of targeting, the targeting capabilities that we used to have, right? Like Facebook purchase, I don't know, a couple 100,000 interests from time to time, right? They take them out, they put them back in and whatnot. But the point is that targeting, in my opinion, is getting quote unquote easier or simpler in the Meta platform. You have less options, basically. You have less, things to and whatnot. So it's getting easier. The real deal of advertising is it's not as much the targeting, but it's a lot about the creative. So what you should said about calling out that ideal audience, right, in the video, that is super important. So for example, we start the videos with something like, hey, are you a chiropractor doing at least $2,000 a month and you want to take it to $20,000 a month? Here's some good news, right? We have really specific call out at the very beginning of the video and also on the copy of the ad that kind of signals who we're talking to. Does that make sense when it comes to targeting versus creative?
That does. So now targeting is probably your audience. So if we're in the, let's go with the marketing world, maybe the targeting is just Amy Porterfield or Gary Vaynerchuk, but then the video, what you're saying, is going to talk specifically to that person who's probably a segment of Amy Porterfield or Gary Vaynerchuk's audience.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, cool.
100%. And these audiences are super big, right? Like if you target people that like digital marketing on Facebook, it's like, I don't know, 20 million people, right? But you're going to be talking to a subsegment of that. Another option that we use a lot, especially because we serve high ticket coaches that they sell to other businesses, right? To entrepreneurs and other businesses. Another option that we use a lot of third-party data sources, so third-party data sources. So what these data from Equifax, TransUnion, MasterCard, Visa, and whatnot. So we have what we call quote unquote LinkedIn targeting capabilities within Meta, right? So that allows
Okay.
us to target some things that are not readily available on the Facebook, platform. But with that being said, right now you can be broad with your targeting, what you said, like big interests, right? Like Amy Porterfield, Gary Vaynerchuk, and whatnot. And then you will talk specifically to the people that you want to attract with your video.
Okay, gotcha. So I derailed you from the 5x5x5. I think we got through the first two. We were talking about 5 videos at probably $5 a day. I'll let you finish there. What was the last set of 5 you were talking about?
Yeah, for sure. So it's five up to 5 minutes per video at $5 a day, right? What's going to happen is that you're going to run these videos to your ideal audience, right? You're going to mention, you're going to call them out at the beginning of the video. Then you're going to segue into the tip strategy, and you're going to mention your really easy to remember domain a couple times, like workwithjames.com, right? Hey, if you want to know more about how we help chiropractors go from 2K a month to 20K a month, go to workwithjames.com. There's a message there, and and we can talk. So you say that in the videos, and what's going to happen is that after a while, people are going to start consuming those videos. By the way, when you're selecting the campaign objective, right, what you're optimizing for on Meta, we select the engagement objective. There's a video views objective as well in Meta when you're launching these ads. But what we notice is that the engagement objective gives us better consumption, like gives us better completion of the video, okay, versus video views. So
interesting.
That's the thing right there. But also, what we like to do is then we're going to create custom audiences. You go to the audiences section in Meta, and you're going to create custom audiences from people that consume 50% and more of those videos, right? So again, you're going to target these huge audiences. You're going to try to call out your ideal customer and whatnot. You're going to try to help them. You're going to try to get them to your website. But at the same time, there are some people that are just going to watch the video, going to skip. Some people are going to keep on consuming that video. And those are the people that we want to double down. We want to talk more to, right? So at the end of the day, what you're building is an audience within the Facebook platform. At the same time, you will get clicks to your website. You will get visitors by applying this. You will get, what we call a halo effect, right? Around your brand and whatnot. You will get followers and all of that. You will get buyers. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build an audience that has gone through some filtering initially. These are people that are really excited. These are engaged, right? They consume several minutes of a 5-minute video, right? Some people even consume it all. And then we're going to show those people additional videos. It could be longer form content. It could be webinars. It could be presentations that you've done and whatnot. But we're going to show them call to action. So we're going to show them, okay, go here, schedule a call with my team, go here, buy my thing, go here, join my community, whatever it is that you're trying to promote. So in a nutshell, that's the 5x5x5 methodology, or the branding campaign, how we like to call them.
Okay. So let me a little bit about that. So the beginning of that, and like you say, this is going to be branding, which is probably going to sound scary to a lot of marketers who are all direct response. They want a return on ad spend from those initial videos. But what I'm hearing you saying is that's probably not going to be the case on these 5x5 videos. You're trying to get them into your world. You're trying to get them to know you and what you do, figure out your plan. And you're probably then going to, maybe I misunderstood you. It sounds like after they see these videos, you retarget them with other videos that then have call to action to buy things or to fill out an application or whatever. Am I on the right path there?
Yeah, totally, 100%. And that you can retarget them with either image ads that, that they take them to your, whatever that is, your consultation or your PDF, right? Whatever that is. But you're going to be building this audience so that you can show them more things.
Okay, so the metric to focus on for a lot of the direct response people listening is not going to be the ROAS on this ad. It's going to be the size of the audience that you build in the custom audiences, and how ideally how cheaply you can build those, I would guess.
Yes,
is that what
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And I like to think, because here's the thing: we are a direct response agency, right? We spend most of our money in direct response campaigns, right?
Sure.
This is a strategy that you can have running in the background for your brand, for your business, anywhere between 10 to 15% of your budget, right? That's the goal. So 10 to 15% of our budget, we dedicate to this. Most of our money goes to direct response campaigns. The metrics that you're going to be optimizing towards on these video ads, right, is that there's one metric, there's a couple columns on Facebook that you want, or Meta that you want to set up, which is the video performance. It's a preset there. So you go to columns, you select video performance, and that's going to show you which videos and which audiences are consuming the most amount of your content, meaning 75%, 95% of your content for the cheapest, right? So for example, if you have a video that you're targeting to Gary Vee's followers, and that is giving you 30 cents or 20 cents or 15 cents per completion, right? That is somebody watching the entire thing. And then you have another video to another audience, with a little bit higher cost. That's the cost that you want to focus on, because that will tell you, okay, if I spend more on this video, on this audience, it's going to build my custom audiences faster, right? And that means that the bigger the audience that we have in that custom audience, the more ads we can show to them and the more responsive it's gonna become. This is more like a in the background type of strategy, right? For people that are running, if you're not running any type of ads, this is a good starting point because it will build your brand. If you're already running ads, though, this is kind of a in the background, evergreen strategy that you can have running. The good news is that you don't need to refresh creatives a lot, which happens with direct response campaigns. You don't need to be on top of this because, engagement ads have a lot more, like, I want to say, like, shelf life, right? A longer shelf life. And you're also rewarded. The CPMs on these campaigns, it's like 1/10 or sometimes, even less than that, than the direct response campaigns, because you're keeping people in the platform. You keep people engaged in the platform, and then Meta rewards you. And you're not, going after like the crazy machine learning that happens when you're running conversion campaigns. So there's a lot of benefits to running something like this, especially at lower budgets, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So this might be something, well, it sounds like you run it all the time, but it sounds like it's something that you really don't ever shut off. Like if you're not running a campaign if you don't have a launch or you don't have an offer out at the moment, you might turn that on or off. But this keeps running. This is your highway billboard, right? This is just keeping you in people's mind, in peripheral vision, just so when you do have something that they think of you. Am I getting that?
1000%. One of the things that I learned after working with these folks, with these people, is that they don't stop advertising. Even if they are tweaking their funnels, even if they are reworking their offers, even if they have, something else going on, they have a launch coming up or they have a big event coming up, they always have some sort of branding campaign or awareness campaign running in the background at a budget that they can sustain through time, right? So that's why it's important. This is like a marathon type of campaign, right? You have your sprint campaigns, which are, let's get as many people as possible into this webinar. And you have your marathon campaigns, which is, okay, we're going to build this audience. We're going to nurture this audience and whatnot. So this is a marathon type of campaign. And one of the things that I learned is that they never, ever stop advertising. Even when I was working with Frank Kern, like we would have all of these offers and we'll tweak offers, we'll launch offers, branding campaigns, they'll kept on,
Just going.
They were turned on, so.
Then let me ask you about frequency. Now, most people, when I talk to them about ads, they want a low frequency. They don't want people to see it multiple times. But in my mind, with branding, you want a high frequency. You want people to see your ads multiple times, that you're always on, like I said, in their peripheral, that this is the billboard you drive by every day that you don't really see or think about, but it's there. And you see it every time. Is that right? Or what, how do you think about frequency?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. So generally speaking, when it comes to branding ads, we have two types of campaigns, right? We have a cold campaign, which is our top of funnel campaign, right? We're targeting people that they don't know who we are, these broad audiences, right? And we target them with these 5 videos and whatnot. Then we exclude from that top of funnel campaign, we exclude all of our warm audiences, right? Engagers, people that have already watched those videos, people that are visiting our website, we exclude them because we want the cold audiences to be really cold, right? People that they haven't heard about us. They are not aware that we exist. So for those folks, what's going to happen is that generally speaking, on those campaigns, you're going to have a really low frequency, right? You're going to have a really low frequency because, you're just targeting new people all the time, right? So frequency, it's rare, even at high expense, it's rare that it's going to pass like 1.5 or something like that, whatnot. Now, on the warm audiences or warm campaigns, then we have another campaign where we might show the same content to these people, right? But we might also show some longer form content. Like, for example, I do YouTube videos a couple times a week, and those are like 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes long. Those I upload to my warm campaigns and I show them to my warm audiences, right? On that case, the frequency might go up. Like you might see 2 or 3 frequency, and that's okay. That's okay. Generally speaking, when you take a look at frequency is cumulative. So that means that you need to take a look always on these campaigns. You need to take a look at last 7-day frequency, right? Because otherwise, if you go like maximum or last 30 days, the frequency is going to be super high. But last 7-day frequency should be 2 or less on your warm campaigns. If a video, it's like over that, might be 3 or 4 or 5 frequency, you generally want to turn that off and replace it with another piece of content or something like that. So the warm campaign is a little bit more dynamic, but you know, you hit dead on. It's like it doesn't matter as much as some other type of campaigns that you might be running that you want to burn people out.
Okay, I like this. Yeah. So if I show, for example, if I say took 2 minutes, 2 minutes of you answering a question, I would then set that up as a campaign, and that would go to the cold audience. And then I would probably run this whole interview to the warm audience that came from the people who use that, who watch that 2 to 5 minutes. Is that how you would set that kind of thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, totally. Yep.
Gotcha. Yep. I like it. Very cool.
And then something else that you can do, you know, we did it for example, podcasts. We did it as well, where on all of the videos, like the short videos, the long videos and whatnot, we like to have the domain showing throughout the video, right? Like, for example, workwithjames.com or jamespodcast.com or something like that. And then you will have call to actions on the copy, on the caption of that ad. You will have a link that goes to workwithjames.com. The link of the video will go to workwithjames.com. What we're noticing is that the click-through rate, like people actually clicking, the unique outbound click-through rate, meaning people clicking on that link and going to your website, is almost as high as our direct response campaign. So people are actively clicking on those ads. If you have a really easy to remember domain, what's going to happen is that your direct traffic is going to grow. This is an experiment that we run with Frank Kern in the day, and we keep on seeing. So direct traffic means that people are actually typing the domain on the browser, right? So they're typing the domain on the browser, they're visiting your website. So this is like on the mechanics, on the analytics, what we're seeing, but also something that we're seeing, if you keep these campaigns running, when you jump on the phone with a lead, they'll tell you about these campaigns. It's like, dude, I see you everywhere. I see your ads everywhere. They're so helpful. That's why you want these ads to be good. You want these ads to be helpful. This is like your first handshake with somebody, right? So you want these ads to be good. You want these ads to be helpful. They don't have to, like, the good news is that you don't need to be like a super high production, you know, type of ads. In fact, my best ads, they're recorded with my phone, like selfie style, like vertical, like this, because at the end of the day, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, right? We're not on YouTube. YouTube requires a little bit more quality, but in this case, you don't. So what's going to happen is that people will hop on the phone with you. We have this happen all the time with our clients and with ourselves. It's like, I see your ads everywhere. I love your ads. I just wanted to go through your thing, to talk to you. And, you know, they come pre-warmed up. They come pre-engaged, quote unquote indoctrinated. They already know your message. They already know what you have to offer. You have already helped them before even they land on your website. So I think it's super powerful. This is what we call the halo effect, right? We cannot necessarily, you know, I'm also a direct response guy, so I'm big into analytics and metrics. So we cannot necessarily like attribute a metric to this, but we know it's there based on the feedback that we get from clients and even from our sales team.
That was what I was just going to mention, that probably the ROAS, the gold that everyone wants, the high ROAS, is probably lower on these campaigns, but that doesn't necessarily mean the sales are lower. You just can't attribute it to the campaign directly, because people are going to, like, I have a friend who does a lot of video, and it's all related content, but he uses the domain Tasty Frog Legs. Nothing to do with it, but it's super memorable. So
nice.
So it's just something that people can remember, can put in. But yeah, but it's not at all related. And if somebody types it in, obviously it's not going to show up as, there's no attribution to that, it's going to be a direct Okay, that makes a
Yeah.
whole lot of sense. I really like this idea, this idea of having this constant running branding
Mhm.
campaign going on. You know,
Mhm.
me and Hernan, we had a lot of other things that we were going to talk about, but I almost feel like we should stop there because this
Sounds good.
alone is just a big thing. We can another episode to talk about other things, but this alone is so actionable that people should absolutely set it up. If the big guys are doing it, there's no reason you shouldn't be doing it at a smaller budget. And I got to imagine, Hernan, you probably help people with this, right?
Yeah, we do. This is one of the campaigns that we run for our clients, yeah, at our digital marketing agency, and I'm happy to keep on geeking out. We can talk for hours and hours and hours about this, but yeah, I'm happy to geek out some other time. When it comes to ads and all of the good stuff that we're doing.
Awesome. So yeah, if somebody wants to work with you, where do they how can they hold you?
Scaledriven.com is our website, scaledriven.com. There's a message there. You can schedule a call with me or somebody in my team there. And then we put out a considerable amount of content as well. So Hernan Vasquez in all socials. So we have a YouTube channel with a lot of good stuff. We also have a free community. So if you search for me, for my name, Hernan Vasquez, you're going to find me. So
Love it. All right. Well, perfect. Thank you so much, Hernan.
thank you, man. It's been a pleasure.